As noted in its logo, first opened in 1919. There's a look at the beautiful Pebble Beach golf links here on the captivating Monterey Peninsula. Rich Lerner, so pleased to be joining you here today, and by my side in the tower, as always, is Frank Nobilo. And Frank, when I look to my right over the Monterey Peninsula toward the Pacific Ocean, I always think this is what they mean when they sing "From Sea to Shining Sea." Pebble Beach never does disappoint.
It has to be on everybody's wish list. I don't really care what level of your standard of play is. The best players in the world want to play here, and I have friends really that just took up the game, for example, like a year ago, and that's always where they want to go. Can I get a round at Pebble Beach?
And that, a good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway. Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
Driver typically not the textbook play here, but executed to perfection, leaving a short iron for the approach.
And that is going to be tough in there. That is into the heavy stuff. I think I'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
So he'll finish that off for his par, and it was a great wedge shot that really saved the day there. Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
Another good tee shot for him to start the round as he gets another fairway here at the second.
This par 5 green is well protected. That's 2 good shots, but that bunker's there for a reason. Now, with some nifty sand play, we're looking at 4.
All right, not exactly what you're hoping for, but safely on the putting surface with birdie still in play. And that's what you have to do on a course like this. Take advantage of the par fives, and that's in for birdie here at the second. On to the 397-yard par 4 third, where some players drive it over the trees on the left to cut the dogleg, while others play it more conventionally. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Second shot coming up. Let's bring in Iona Stephen.
Just a flick left. 123 is the number. Pin on the left portion of this green, so it will favour a wee draw.
And that not quite going to hold the green, but that'll be okay. Tell you what, tee to green, he's been a hard hitter all day, but Frank, you know it's the soft touch around the greens that makes the difference. That was really well done.
Yeah, very nifty. Touch of a pickpocket.
So, an exhale there. A tap-in par set up by the great chip from off the green. Wow, a day's worth of breathtaking shots, Frank, from the players and the Pacific Ocean. There it is, and this begins that beautiful 7-hole stretch along the ocean. Short, par 4, fourth hole.
And this is also where some of these decisions become quite critical. Do you try and drive this green 330 yards to the front? Or do you worry about that little pop bunker on that left side, which is about 250 yards to get over it? Because that's what narrows this fairway down. But it plays uphill.
And this ball absolutely piped. It is right down the middle. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second for this par 4. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. Nicely done right there. Very good read. So a birdie at the second, another here at 4, and it gets him to 2 under for his round. We arrive now at the 189-yard par 3 called the New Fifth, despite being redesigned by Jack Nicklaus late last century. Safest play here is to the left center of the green. Okay, a little hesitant there, understandable, and he'll have that left for a birdie. 3 putts, a definite possibility here. This is a long look for birdie. Oh, I can't tell you how good that is to get it to stop where it did from that far away. That is a super putt. That so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Frank, here we are, another good scoring opportunity, the dramatic par 5 6th.
It's easy to have that view of Stillwater Cove on the right, but that, needless to say, is not the place to go. Those 5 bunkers down the left really determine your strategy off the tee. Plus, you're playing from elevation, nearly 20 yards extra off the tee. So that run out at 360 at the end of the fairway, believe me, that's in play.
All right, in the fairway. Now, after the big drive, this a good distance here for a second to the par 5. That's what he wanted to do. After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position here on the par 5. Ten-foot putt left. Yes, a good look at that one all the way in. It's a birdie to push that score to 3 under for the round. Moving on to the 106-yard par 3 7th, one of the most beautiful holes in the world. Craggy rocks, blue skies, and the beckoning Pacific beyond. Absolutely breathtaking. This one looks right on point. Solid shot, and sometimes solid throughout the round, will win the day. Right around 6 feet here for birdie. Ah, yes, well done. It's a birdie to move to 4 under now on the day. From the famous par 3 7th to the equally famous par 4 8th. Frank, what a hole.
It is, Rich, and it starts, in my opinion, the best 3 consecutive par 4s in golf. This one's a little bit of a blind tee shot. That white rock that's just up ahead, that's your line. If you hit it over the right side of that, your run out is about 250 yards. If you go a little left of that, you've got another 20 yards up your sleeve. But do not go further than that.
Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
Well, going to be a lengthy putt for birdie, but on a long approach like that, anything on the green is a welcome sight. Yeah, that's a nice putt. Getting it there up the hill was half the battle. This got there just a little wide of the mark. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. The thing about Pebble Beach is it's easy to lose focus, stare off at the horizon, the Pacific Ocean, and all that beauty that surrounds you. But then you remember, all right, I'm playing the 9th hole here. This is one of the hardest par 4s in the world. Pay attention. This one turning left a bit off the tee.
Been driving the ball so well on the front 9 until that wayward shot. It's going to be tough to make birdie from there.
Now this for birdie.
Yeah, and the break here from right to left is the main consideration. It's fairly flat overall. You've got to consider the line.
Yeah, that's good pace. Just a little offline, but not too bad from that far away. Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. Start of the inward half and another big and bold par 4, Frank, with the ocean yet again running the entire length of that right side.
Yeah, you call it the ocean. I call it the world's largest water hazard. But look again on the other side of the fairway, and you'll see those 3 bunkers. Needless to say, they have to be avoided. But you do actually have to hit your tee shot just inside those because, once again, you've got a fairway that tilts left to right.
And a splash of sand there. Is this ball going to wind up in the bunker off the tee? Going to have to flight this a long way. His second out of the bunker.
Now, that was a tough shot coming out of the fairway bunker, so really, all in all, that's an excellent approach.
Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. That so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Now we come to the 11th hole, and now the golf course heads up and inland, away from the water. Only 370 yards, best to be on the left side of the fairway. That will then open up the approach into what is one of the smaller greens here at Pebble Beach. It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. Now Noda, his second from the fairway.
A 117 left to the hole. Would not surprise me a bit if we were to stick this one close. That was the gap wedge. Just a bit late and gonna miss right.
That ball was always heading a little bit right, but inside 10 feet, there's nothing wrong with that on this hole.
Yeah, the good play continues. Now to 5 under on the day. First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that is that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
And that one going to wind up smack dab in the middle of the green. This is a 13-footer. Oh, there's the surgeon's touch right there. Well done to run that in for a birdie. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards, a par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. side. So, Iona, this his second from the fairway.
Yes, it's 126 yards left to the flag. Pin front left so he can take dead aim.
Oh, just needed that a little bit more. I know it's 10 feet, but come on, I want it a little bit closer.
Just 6 feet left for the birdie. Yes, very methodically done, and that one in for a birdie. Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
Everything flowing really well right now. Coming off 3 birdies in a row. Here's another solid tee shot as well. So in the fairway, but a pretty good number to carry here for a second to the par 5. I'm not sure he got every bit of that 3-wood trying to get home to this par 5 and 2, but still in the ball game for a birdie. Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. Yeah, just able to pop that one out of there, but that will only make it onto the fringe. Frank, you have to appreciate that. That is excellent technique right there to get right around gimme range. Should help him walk away with just a bogey.
No doubt. This is such a tricky green, too, so that's very well done.
Good round going at 6 under. Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided.
and it would appear that that ball is into the bunker. A lot to worry about here as he digs in for his second.
More evidence of the long bunker shot and exactly how difficult it is. So now, put that in the back of your mind. Grab that wedge out, chip it close, still make a par.
Disappointment there. That'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. We now begin one of the most beautiful stretches of finishing holes in all of golf, the March to the Sea at Pebble Beach, starting with a 400-yard par 4 16th. Key here, carry the island bunker. Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. From the fairway nota, this is second.
He's left himself with 143 yards to the hole. Swinging it great today. Would not surprise me if he stuck it close.
Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Boy, nothing seems to faze this guy. He's been rock solid all round long, and he comes away with a par. If you stop for just a moment, it can really hit you where you are and what's happened here. This 17th hole at Pebble Beach, the par 3. Jack with a 1-iron that hit the flagstick in 1972 on his way to winning the U.S. Open Championship. And then a decade later, Tom Watson from just long of the green, chipping in for a birdie to beat Jack Nicklaus. Yeah, history made here at the 17th hole. Ooh. He's been good all day around the greens. This is second. Boy, all the elements of his game have been in sync today. A terrific shot right there.
It's all about getting it inside that 3-foot circle around the hole. That was a really nice shot.
So that's in for par. That's got to almost feel like a birdie from where he was in the thick stuff just a minute ago. Well, you're not just playing the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, are you? You're taking a moment to soak it all in. Stand on that tee box, look out at the Pacific Ocean, think about what's happened here, who's played this hole, who's made history here, and then you let it rip. Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot.
Look, I know par fives are long holes and most people struggle to reach, but that 3-wood did not even touch the putting surface. It had to be the wrong club. I know it's ambitious, but look where it is now.
Now this for another birdie. Got it there, but not quite on target. So a bit of a letdown here at 18, but it is a par, and that will be a 6 under 66. Very well done. So for Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner, saying so long for now.